Good morning, everybody. Bonjour and Happy New Year. You're joining us on the 1st of January, and this is the first of many vlogs of 2026. I've decided this year that Leo Construction, myself, we are going to be moving on from our current phase of work. I won't be a building contractor anymore. The trouble with building contracting is that it's kind of like an imperfect machine, and you're constantly out there trying to repair problems. My brain won't take it anymore. So I've decided to go back to relying a lot more on myself rather than trying to work with many other people. What are we going to do? What's the answer to this? Hang on a minute. You might be thinking, who's this guy? And why am I interested in what he's got to say? Let me just give you a little bit of a backstory. So, I moved to France in 2019 with my beautiful wife, Weston-Bennett. If you haven't already come from that channel or seen it before, you can catch it here. Don't forget, go over there, like and subscribe. Now, we currently live in Cannes, in the south of France. We are British expats, and for 5 years, I've been a building contractor in France. Before that, I was a building contractor in Germany and Amsterdam. And before that, I was a building contractor in the UK. More specific though, in light flooring, dry lining, carpets even. So I've built knowledge up now over the last 22 years in this industry, and 8 years, I believe, we've been on our own property journey. And it's where some of our greatest return on investment has come from. Oh, there's the church bells. 8 a.m. morning run time. Great believer in physical fitness too, for productivity. It's one of the best tools in the world. Get your run done early in the morning, and then the rest of the day is yours. Anyway, there's my backstory. Quick little, bit of history on us. More to come. I'll explain more during the course of this channel. And now it's time for me to get back to my run. Right, as I was saying in the van, we've decided to move on from building contracting because for the last 20 years or so, it's just been a real difficult pursuit. There's just so many moving parts within building contracting that make it quite a tough thing to do, especially when you are the sole owner and you are trying to run the show at the same time as manage the cash, same time as managing the people. Just everything. It's just such a difficult thing to do. But there are things that we've taken from it over the last 20 years that have really given us inspiration and knowledge to move into the next part of our journey. I'm 40 years old this year, and I believe it's going to be a big year. It's 2026. I'm ready for a bit of change, and I just want to move on to something that's more personal to us and will help us to grow into the next phase of our lives. Now, I am a building contractor, so over the last 20 years I've built knowledge within that sector, and I would be stupid to waste that knowledge. So I believe the next stage or natural step for us would be to go into something that we've done personally before but never on a professional basis. So we're looking to buy, invest in property out here on the Riviera and flip it basically and sell it on, because you would not believe the amount of property out here that needs to be renovated. Some of these places that we've looked at on our journey whilst buying our perfect property have been absolute wrecks. And one of the main problems is that people just don't have the cash to do it. They might inherit the property, or they will buy a property or build it themselves and then never really touch it, and then pass away or run out of cash, something like that, and they just can't finish the property. And they're gorgeous, usually, in a really great location, in a market that is hot and will never ever change. This place is a gem for property investment, and we have built a vast amount of knowledge now over the last 6 years of being in France in how to buy one, how to sell a property here, how to renovate one for a budget. I believe now that we can use this knowledge to change the trajectory of my career and Fern's career, and move on to better things. Now, why would you want to watch this channel? Well, if you're interested in property, you're interested in France, you're interested in moving to France, you're interested in flipping properties, if you're interested in business, if you're interested in renovation, if you're interested in building work, if you're interested in building techniques, if you're interested in anything to do with property, business, France, sunshine, myself and my beautiful wife and the guys that work for us, then this channel is for you. I will be sharing the full journey from start to finish, going into detail on everything to do with this. First of all, setting up a company in France. How are we going to do that? The joys of French paperwork, that's going to be involved in this if you're really, really interested. How do you buy a property in France? How do you find a property in France? Where are the best places to look to get a good bargain? Where do you shop for your materials? How do you plan the design? Do you need an architect? Where would you find an architect? Do you actually need one these days when you've got AI? How will I use AI to help me with my projects? How long will it take to do the work? Just, there's so much information that I'd love to share with you all over the next, few years. You can follow our journey. Are we going to actually make a lot of money? Well, we'll see. I mean, some of our greatest return on investment has not come from building contracting itself. It's come from buying and selling our own properties. And that's because Fern has great taste. Every single property we've ever had has been a great investment in terms of return on investment. So you imagine when I do a project, my average return on investment is between 15 and 20%. And these projects that I do as in terms of being a building contractor can be multi-year projects. So the one that I'm currently working on right now, which is an absolutely gorgeous project, but it's hard work because we are working for a client and they have brought us on to be a general contractor. Now, for anyone who's out there who's been a general contractor, it's not an easy life. You end up getting stuffed with absolutely everything. It's a lot of stress. It's an 18-month project for us, and I've decided that it would be easier for us if we just dealt with us, and then in the end project was trying to sell something that we created to, you know, to a customer, direct to a customer. We're trying to sell something that we created direct to a customer, and the satisfaction of that is going to be so much better than dealing with all these moving parts in between. And I know now that we've got the knowledge to do it. So follow the journey. It's going to be exciting. I want you to see the journey, follow the journey, and be there along every single step of the way. And hopefully you can learn from this. And if you are thinking of moving to France, there's going to be so many nuggets of information in there that will really help you with your buying process, with your moving process. It's just something that I really, really want to share because it's been a difficult 6 years for us. It's been difficult in business. It's been difficult in our properties, in buying and selling and renovating. We've learned so much, and I would love to half everyone else's burden by just sharing our experiences along the way. Look at this place, honestly though. Why would you not want to live here? January 1st, gorgeous weather. You know, it's not red hot. There's people over there just taking a cold dip in the sea. The sun's shining. There's so much positivity around here. But there's also so much challenge. And I'm really looking forward to sharing with you all the challenge of living and working and investing, and nothing good in life comes easy. Now I hope the sound's just been alright because I've been next to the sea and not really thought about how that might come across. It felt like a really nice place to film the segment of that video. So, I'm just gonna sit down now on the pebbles. I'm currently in Villeneuve-Loubet. I'm on my way to a property that we're doing a little bit of renovation on. Now I don't want to come across as if I'm ungrateful to all of my clients for the work or anything like that. It's just, it can be a little bit stressful, and it doesn't feel as personally rewarding as it should, because generally, you know, you're doing this for somebody else. And I really want to start doing this for us so that we can create something that we're really proud of at the end of the day. And then we just go on to sell that to a customer who goes on to live in it and really appreciates what we have created. Whereas when you're working direct for a client, or you're working through a project management firm or something like that, and you're working to somebody else's plans, and you've had nothing to do with the design, you're just executing, it's not going to be an easy transition. So it's not as if I can just cut ties with what I'm doing right now and then move straight into becoming a developer / property flipper, whatever you want to call it. We're actually going to have to, you know, do this slowly. So I've got a project that we're finishing on the Cap d'Antibes, which is
a large feature project of ours, and I am determined to get that finished to a very high standard. That will be finished around about possibly the end of April for us, and I'm looking to actually do quite a lot of work myself now to get that out over the line. We've also got a few smaller projects to finish, and on top of that, I am going to need to take on, you know, a number of smaller projects to help us with cash flow during this transition period until we have sold our first investment property. So it's not an easy thing to do, and it's a lot of work for myself, for the people that work for me, and for Fern to take on. But I think let's just get to the end of this year and see where we're at, because I'm really excited about this next phase of our journey in France and the next phase of our journey as, you know, building contractors / property developers. It's just time. It just feels like the right time, you know. So thank you for coming along. Follow the journey. I do believe this is going to be a super exciting journey for us and for anyone that's watching. I hope to keep you all entertained. Share it with your friends. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, all that jazz. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.